Dragonology series. It's like a companion book, and in the middle we have a circle. The writing is in silver, and there's a really colourful picture of a dragon's head, and on each side we have an emerald green jewel, and it's a really neat little size. Then on the back tells you a little bit about it. So it says, Dr. Ernest Drake's Working with Dragons, a course in Dragonology. Are you ready to become a dragon master? First, Dr. Ernest Drake's Dragonology was discovered in a second-hand bookshop. Now, a complete student's course in Dragonology has come to light. Join Dr. Drake in this superbly illustrated textbook as he leads you through 21 exciting lessons, complete with homework suggestions that promise to make you an undisputed expert in Dragonology. And there's a pencil here attached to a piece of string. Now the format of the book is a bit like a folder. So in the middle you've got these metal section, like a metal binder, and there are holes inside the page that attach to the binder. And then the lovely thing about these ology books is that they have little notes and pull-out pieces of card and little flaps and things like that, with things inside them to read. So let's start by reading this little envelope flap. Let's open it up, and inside is a note. Take it out. It looks a little bit mouldy. I think it's been in there for a long time. Okay, so this looks like a school report, and it's a school report for Ernest Drake, aged 10 years and 11 months, from St Leonard's Preparatory School, Leonardsley, Sussex, 1848. The subjects are reading, writing, arithmetic, dictation, natural science, history and geography. So let's see what he got. For reading, always has his nose in a book. Sounds like me. Usually about dragons. artist has the ability to go far as long as he is riding on the back of one of his beloved dragons. That was a message from the headmaster. So his best subjects were reading and geography. That was fun. Okay, let's pop this back in the envelope. So, okay, so the first page of this, let's call it a folder actually rather than a book. The Secret and Ancient Society of Dragonologists. This is their crest. And then there's a section here you can actually put in if this book belongs to and your name. Illustrated, the Templar Company, publishers of rare and unusual books, all rights reserved. Okay, so let's begin reading. The card certifying your membership of the Secret and Ancient Society of Dragonologists can be found in the attached envelope. Now, I wonder if that's it here. We'll check that in a minute. Be sure to sign the oath opposite before adding your own photograph to the card and completing your personal details. And here is a letter from SASD, which is the Secret and Ancient Society of Dragonologists, Wyvern Way, London, October 17th, 1893. Dear student, I am delighted to inform you that your application to take the Secret and Ancient Society of Dragonologists course, Working with Dragons, has been accepted. You may now consider yourself a fully fledged dragonology student, and upon signing the oath of a dragonologist, you are entitled to honorary junior membership of the society. Yours in Dragonology, Ernest Drake. So let's have a look in this envelope. Okay. So this is a library card. Let me show you a bit closer. Hopefully you can see that. So you put a photograph here, a membership number, your name, valid until access unlimited, and then if found, please return to, and then you put your address at the bottom. And then you have to fill this out. The oath of a dragonologist, I, and then your name. Do solemnly swear to conserve and protect those dragons that still remain, and in no way to harm them or reveal their secret hiding places to those who do not believe in them or would wish them anything other than good fortune. And then you sign on that line and date it. And on the left here we have an illustration of a dragon. seems that for many years there has been a requirement for a basic yet thorough course book on Dragonology. It should provide those students who wish to pursue this subject further with a grounding in its elements that combines useful exercises, information and practical experimentation all in one volume. As a result, this book, a companion to my own larger work, Dragonology, the Complete Book of Dragons, which I've actually done a first part of. I'll put a link actually in the description, and I've got a second part coming very soon, has been specially prepared for students who would like to begin their basic schooling and are ready as junior and as yet unfledged members of the secret and ancient society of dragonologists to begin their life's work, the conservation and protection of dragons. It is offered in the hope that, in the absence of a properly trained dragon master, it will give students a firm grounding. An ancient saying goes, when the pupil is ready, the master will appear. The aim of this course is to ensure the pupil is as ready as possible. Perusal of the prospectus near the beginning of the book will reveal that this course has been divided into a series of 21 lessons on dragonology over 3 levels of achievement, each requiring in the region of an hour to complete. This book is now issued to all those who feel that joining the SASD will enable them to make a contribution to dragon science. Upon successful completion of working with dragons, further education, which will bring you up to the level of Bachelor or Doctor of Dragonology, is restricted by interview, or else by the recommendation of a friendly dragon. Any student may tackle the challenge of this course, however, so long as they are prepared to sign the oath of a dragonologist. The certificate that is awarded upon completion of the course is found at the back of the book. I have included along with this work a copy of my own school report, which shows a number of comments and grades that are not at all untypical of a young dragon master. Yes, we've read it. It should be noted that the last section of this book must only be attempted by students who have completed the first 2 sections. I conclude my introduction by wishing you every success and hope you enjoy and stay my course in Dragonology. Ernest Drake. So, here begins the elementary Dragonology lessons 1 to 7. And it says, this series of elementary lessons has been created to provide a basic introduction to dragons. It has also been designed so that it gives something in the nature of a test. If the student feels the lessons are too difficult, or does not enjoy them for any reason, then perhaps now is the time for re-evaluation and for deciding whether dragonology ought really to become one's life's work. Come and heed my is Magnus. Its lair is a mountain or sea cave. Size is 45 feet long, 13 to 17 feet high. Coloration: red, green, black or gold. Forms of attack: flame, tail, claws and horns. Food: cattle, sheep, humans. Oops. If no other food available due to its bitter flavour. And here are some close-ups of various items of a Western dragon's equipment. So, eyeball, horn, detail of the scales, claw and wingtip. When studying dragons in the field, it is necessary to make notes about the different species, including their habitat and behaviour. The gargoyle, Draco Occidentalis minimus, shares its range with the European dragon. Luckily, the two species are easy to tell apart. Gargoyle. The French gargoyle is a very common dragon, but it can be hard to spot. It is camouflaged so that it can hide among treetops or sit unnoticed on the walls of castles and cathedrals. Its lair: rocky crags or, nowadays, Gothic rooftops. Size is 15 feet long, 8 to 10 feet high. Coloration: slate grey or green. Here it is. Forms of attack: ripping with talons, dropping from height, and its food: rats, bats and cats. And here we have common dragon colours: red, black, gold, green, blue, brown. Compare the two dragons by filling in the chart below for each species. Use this technique to study dragons in the field. So you fill out this little box. Number of legs, number of wings, number of toes, number of horns, feathery tail, length, colour, height, etc. And the homework is find out about the rare Indonesian Komodo dragon and compare it to the common European dragon using this chart. Lesson 1 continued, identifying different dragons. The student needs to be able to recognise most species of dragon at sight. To assist with this, they should memorise my simple chart on the right here. Before attempting to match the dragons below with their names and descriptions, the first one has been done. So, let's have a look at the Know Your Dragons chart. Remember, a dragon's life or your own may depend on your familiarity with this chart, showing the same as the percentage of its age. Now, I'm not very good at maths, so you might have to do that yourself. Down here we have a chart which shows the ages of some famous long-lived dragons of the present and past. Thorfax European was 304 years old. Lung Wei Chinese 730 years. Old Hobby Marsupial 95 years. Avaloka Amphithere 223 years. Petit Dame, a gargoyle, 376 years, and a Salazar wyvern, 158 years. And then here is a list of useful historical questions that can be a handy ready reckoner when trying to age dragons in various parts of the world. Can you remember the time before there were cows in Australia? 1836, when the first one arrived, with some European settlers.